What's up, my folks? I hope y'all are all doing good. In the gun room with Calamity Jane, a little puppy. She's doing what she loves to do best, tear up shit. I think she's got an old hat. Yep. But anyway, I hope y'all are doing good. I'll let everybody know that's got the pups. I got the papers in today, so I'll be sending y'all your paperwork out. Told y'all to do a video and let you know when I got them in, so I didn't have to call everybody. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoying them. But I went through the emails this afternoon, and what you getting into? Come here, come here, get off that thing. You done tore everything up, little monster, little monster. But I'm in asking me questions about why this one's that one's beefing or this one talking about me. I don't know, man. I don't know about none of that shit. I ain't got time for all that garbage. I don't care. But anyway, it is what it is. There's always crap in dogs. But I had a few questions about some of the old Jeep Red Boy stuff. Some questions about a dog. In particular, it was the Russell Snake dog. I was talking to a fellow this morning about that. Actually, I whelped that dog. I bred that dog. I owned the Barracuda bitch, and bred her back to the Shalico dog, and I gave Josh back Snake. There was only one male and one female in the litter, and I really didn't want a female, so I gave the female to another friend of mine, and gave Josh back Snake for breeding, because that's all he wanted was a male for breeding, and I wanted a male, but I paid him back his male, and that's where Snake come from, and that was a like I was explaining, the dame to that, all right, the Shalico was off of Ricky Suave back to a bitch that was off of Ricky Suave back to a jarhead bitch, the jarhead bitch, which was off the old Lane's Cocoa stuff, Jeep, pretty much Jeep, and Ricky Suave was the Grand Champion Rodney blood, and so it was double bred on Suave on the bottom back to the Shalico is what we did, and that's what made that dog. But those dogs from Ricky down were all cold, okay? But then this is what I was saying, they were cold and produced cold. That's kind of why I didn't, not all of them was cold, but back then I just beat the bitch's brother that had them, you know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't into keeping them, and, because even how it was, come here, get away from that. You be finding you some gunpowder or something and go crazy on me. But, so I didn't really want to keep them, but those dogs were all cold. From Ricky was a cold dog. The bitch, Piranha, that James bred to him, she was a cold bitch. And then the bitch that I had, Barracuda, I don't know if she's cold or not, but she was so damn skittish. I mean, I wasn't going to put her on the hog, and she was just fucking out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really even care. It was kind of like a favor breeding to it, and I did it. And there was only two pups anyway, and I didn't want them, so I gave Snake. Well, I would have given Snake back anyway, but I gave the female to a buddy of mine, and she ended up being bad as fuck too. Bad. Snake was a good dog, they said. And they in turn produced good dogs. So yeah, they were cold. They all them dogs behind that shit, except Shalico, and he was not nothing impressive, but he could produce his balls off. To certain bitches, he could produce good, but yeah, that's what them dogs was. That's the straight truth about it. They was cold. There was a lot of that shit back behind them. A lot of dogs that were cold, and people a lot, You never know who bred dogs or whelped the dogs. You see what I'm saying? I just explained to that. My name ain't one bit of them paperwork. I wouldn't, but I whelped the bitch, bred the bitch, and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So you never really know who's done what and where and what bloodline and when, if they have any amount of time behind them in these dogs. That's for damn sure. It's funny, you know, I talk to people and they start telling me about the dogs they had, and I thought, damn, that's who you are. You know what I mean? Where'd that dog come from? You know, you don't realize it all until you're in the, you know, in the mix with them, so to speak, you know. But and as far as conditioning, no, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna do a little bit of stuff on conditioning, and I got to thinking, you know, I still put dogs in shape for shows for people, and I mean, I charge. I mean, hell, my hand walker makes $1,000 just to hand walk for me. So now I'm gonna keep some of that to myself. But I will say this: you guys need to start thinking about a secondary fat source. That's the main thing. Quit. Don't start tearing up stuff. You've been good all this time. Um, Start thinking of a secondary fat source. Because that's what the main thing that I see is missing. And a lot of the feed keeps that y'all sent me is this good, this good. Let me explain something to you guys. As far as breeding dogs, raising dogs, working dog, everything, use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. If you'll keep it simple, it'll work out for you, you know. But the secondary fat sources, like coconut oil, is a first fat source. You know, it's fast. They can use that energy quickly. Certain things, other things, make better. You'll have to see what they are. I mean, what you can get in your area and all. Some people like to use flaxseed oil. That's good. I mean, there's certain, you know, you can use the real. Hey, don't eat the plastic off of it, dummy. But real egg noodles. That's right, noodles. Egg noodles, though, not other shit, but like real egg noodles give them a secondary fat source. Not a lot, you know what I mean? Just a little bit in their feed. Or you can just put a spoonful of flaxseed oil works. I mean, I would take the pig fat from the hogs that I would butcher and freeze it for 3 or 4 months in little cubes. And when you feed them a little cube or two of that pig fat, depending on their weight, because it will put weight on them, that pig fat will, but that's a good, man, them some bitches have energy for days on that shit. Now, I don't know if it's the same kind of, I'm not saying go out and buy fucking pork chops and cut the fat off, because it's not the same kind of fat as that old Duroc we're raising. I mean, that stuff was like straight cutting into some damn thick ass rubber or something. You know, you'd have to thin slice it and melt it down, and you know, they could use that as a good fat source. Like do it like the if you wanted to put it over the food, you cook it down like a bacon grease, and you can pour it over their food, or you can thin slice a little chunk of it up real for them, and they can actually, when they get hot, their body actually absorbs it. You know what I mean? So, but there's little things like that I've seen that people's keeps. What are you doing, silly? We're lacking, but you know, for the most part, everybody, if you'll just keep it simple, you'll do good. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to be all too worried about it. I mean, and protein supplements. I mean, people were asking me about this supplement. Man, you don't do that. Your dog's got kidneys, man. They don't need that. Fat, believe it or not, the fats are more important than the proteins, because they're going to get the proteins that they need from their food. I mean, if you're feeding them good, they're going to get good proteins. But yeah, that's the tip of the day, a secondary energy source. That's the one thing that I've seen lacking in about 100% of the feed programs that y'all asked me about. Everything else is fine. It's just, you know, it don't matter really. I mean, if you like the kibble, you know, I mean, that's all garbage. I mean, don't matter. Like my kibble, I consider it a higher quality kibble. It's $53 a bag now, so if that says anything. But I mean, it's never going to be as good as if you're preparing your dog's food every day. But if you're putting one in shape, you are preparing their food every day. But to run a yard, if you're just running a yard to work, if you'll just add a secondary fat source on your dogs and keep them, when you know what I'm saying, when you want to pull one off and just go hunt with him real quick, he'll look really good even in the long end. You know what I mean? It seems like they can come out and be strong. You know what I mean? But even if they get a heat wall. They got to go through some heat, you know, and get hot, blow hot a little bit. Seems like they can come right out of it just as strong. But anyway, that's my tip of the day on that. But I just want to drop a little video, you guys, and let you know I got the papers in. So y'all hit me up and I'll send them to you. Y'all take care and keep on bulldogging.